following video is a project created by members of Teens Taking Action in the Peer Assistance Leadership Program, which are part of Catholic Charities North Star Youth Partnership Community Service Learning and Leadership Programs. The students were inspired to make this video after hearing the following statistics from the national campaign to prevent teen pregnancy. Poverty is a cause as well as a consequence of early childbearing. Teen mothers are less likely to complete the education necessary to qualify for a well-paying job. Approximately 1/4 of teen mothers go on welfare within 3 years of the child's birth. The students came to realize that poverty significantly affects their age group, especially as a result of teenage pregnancy. They were moved to take action and raise awareness.
Poverty affects everyone, from every walk of life, in every community, every day. The effects of poverty leave many people homeless and hungry. 20% of Arizona's children live in poverty. Arizona's poverty rate is higher than the national average. 1 in 8 Americans do not have access to enough food. Over half of all mothers on welfare had their first child as a teenager. 2/3 of families begun by a young unmarried mother are poor. The number of homeless people in West Yavapai County has dramatically increased. From 2007 to 2009, the total number of homeless individuals increased 161%. From 2007 to 2009, the number of homeless families with children increased 520%. Approximately 760,000 people are homeless on any given night. A child is born into poverty in Arizona every 33 minutes. The first step to solving the critical issues of poverty, homelessness, and hunger is awareness.
You can help break the cycle of poverty.
Helping just one person starts a ripple effect, which in turn helps another.
And another, and another, and another.
And another, until the ripple has touched many. Raise the issue.
Break through the silence. And take the pledge for change.
Have you done anything to help with homelessness either in your area or elsewhere?
I've actually put on charity events for, it's actually for Kids for Homeless, and we put on basketball clinics, and we did a whole gift thing for Christmas. But I haven't done anything else. Like I wanted to go serve food and stuff, but I haven't done it yet.
Have you made any other efforts in an organized fashion to help with homeless people?
Not organized, but I've randomly given like a sandwich or like if I got leftovers or like $1 or something. But I don't I'm not part of a group where I go out and like help homeless people.
You two have been in the Prescott area for quite a while. Do you find that there's a problem with homelessness?
I think there's more of a problem in the summer and in the fall. I see more apparently homeless people during those times.
Have you found that there's been a change in the number of homeless during those times?
I was raised here. You didn't used to see them at all. But yeah, last, I don't know, 10, 15 years. Yeah, some of the situations look kind of, sad. And in some ways you wish you could help. But, you feel like, oh my God, you don't want to take the risk,
Yeah.
I don't live in Prescott, but every time I come over here, I see several homeless people, and I do give them money every time I come to help them out, buy some food, maybe buy a blanket to keep warm. I also take winter coats over to the VA volunteer services.
Our community provides a variety of social services that allow you to be a part of the solution. Open Door is just one of several programs under the umbrella of the Coalition for Compassion and Justice that helps to make life better for low-income families and individuals in our community.
Well, Open Door is kind of like a one-stop shopping center for social services in the area. And in 2009, for example, we served 24,844 guests, and they may have come for a variety of things. Could have come in for a meal, or they could have gotten their mail-in message service, a food box, diapers for their baby, clothing for their family, help with financial assistance for rent or utilities. They might have taken a shower while they were here, or gotten toiletry items for their house. Open Door really relies on community help to make our services possible, and people help in a variety of ways. One of the most important ones is that we need volunteers. So when we give out food bags, there have to be people who are assembling those and giving them to people, people who work in the kitchen or the clothing room, and people who prepare food bags for the almost 400 children that we give food bags to each week. So volunteers are really important, but we also need the people who donate the food that goes into the food bags in order to have them. So donation of items, used clothing, toiletry items, the little soaps and shampoos you get when you go on vacation, and food especially. There's a little girl who is a part of a family who received help for utilities in 2009, 3 generations living in one house and in danger of having their heat shut off, and they were helped by Open Door. And many months later, this little girl showed up at the front door with her little 7-year-old brother with a bag full of coins, quarters and nickels and dimes, just practically bursting at the seams that she brought in the door, because she told me she wanted to help other little children who didn't have enough to eat and didn't have the things they needed and were really poor. And so she brought all of her coins to us. And it was that same little girl wanting to give something back. So not only did she get help with her own need, but she learned something about community.
The Granite Creek Park Hunger Ministry is a volunteer, grassroots, faith-based, non-denominational Feed the Hungry program that ensures a free hot meal each week for those in need.
The Granite Creek Park Hunger Ministry began in 1998 when there were a few of us members of a church that was about to move out of town, and we were in terrible pain because we thought that if the church moved out of town, then any sort of outreach that they did would be impossible because it would be out by the airport. So we decided to go get some sandwiches. Actually, we got some, I think, potato salad and some hot dogs and cooked them down at the Granite Creek Park. And I think there were 12 people who showed up to eat that day, and I think there were about 8 of us there who were feeding. We had put a few flyers over the air, but it really came out of pain. We were in terrible pain because we felt we were losing our downtown church. And from that day, you know, from every Saturday on, since then, we have been feeding at the park during the summer. In the last 2 years, the increase has been tremendous. If we got 125 3 years ago, that was a good crowd. And now it's not surprising at all in the summertime to go over 200 people being served. It's all donated, or there's one thing. We buy the hot dogs and the hamburger, unless we can get some commodities of hamburger. But we buy the hot dogs and hamburgers, and sometimes whatever we need, lettuce or onions and things like that, we get the money from people who donate to the Saturday Feed. We normally just call it the Saturday Feed. And so there are a number of people who donate money to this, and sometimes we've run out and we've had to go around and beg, borrow, and steal, and try to get whatever we needed just to finish up. But we always sort of say the Lord will provide one way or another, and the Lord has been providing now, for 11 and a half years, I think? 11 and a half years. It'll be 12 years this summer in August.
What we would like to know is why you volunteer for the Granite Creek Park Hunger Ministry.
You know, originally 12 years ago, it was because of a single biblical passage. Because Jesus, in the scriptures, it says, if you love me, if you really love me, you'll feed my sheep. Besides which, I have been homeless before. I'm not now, thank God, you know, God's helped me out. But but for the grace of God goes I know people, especially now, they have a lot of financial difficulties and financial problems, you know. And knowing that I can contribute into their lives and keep them healthy, it's a big thing for me.
Makes me feel good, and it means I'm helping others to really feel good about themselves.
Many of our community's social services are designed to help combat poverty, such as Project Hope, a new initiative from Catholic Charities that motivates individuals to move out of poverty and into a stable future through financial education, personal investigation, and positive relationships within the community.
I think what makes Project Hope special is that it's dealing with long-term sustainable change in people's lives. We have a lot of very important local efforts that deal with the right here and right now, meeting people's immediate needs. And we also started to think, well, what are we doing for long term? What are we doing to make sure that people aren't back in here next month looking for a food box? How do we help them to create resources to improve stability in their life over the long term? And that's what Project Hope is focused on.
What we want people to get out of the Project Hope financial literacy class is the ability to budget their finances, to establish a pattern of saving, and to learn how to manage their credit. So to establish good credit habits and maintain that. The reason that this is important is it's just simply that if you know how to live within your means, you can do that. If you keep track of your expenses and find out that you're spending money unnecessarily, then you can reduce those expenses, leading to the point of being able to save money for emergencies and start achieving some of your financial goals. So it all starts with financial literacy. It's like any game. If you know how to, the rules are, you can play the game better.
Well, one of the fundamental principles of Project Hope, and again, this goes back to your question about what also makes it different, at the heart of it, relationship building across socioeconomic boundaries, across professional boundaries, and relationship building. And we really believe, and studies have shown, that this is what makes strong communities. Communities that rank high in social capital, these relationships, have lower violent crime, better schools, better public transportation. So at every turn in Project Hope, individuals have chances to build relationships with one another, with people that they might not come into contact with every day. And that's what the Circle of Support is really about, is taking all the skills that you've learned in resource management and personal discovery and action plans and setting goals, and then getting together with a support network that's going to help you stay focused and stay on track and reach those goals. And it's founded on this principle of relationship building.
It's a multi-tiered program. What it is, and probably what it means most to me, is my decision to do it. Is my decision to be a part of this program, that I can go forward with my life and be comfortable in what I do on a day-to-day basis. It's about reaching out in the community. It's about understanding what community is and being an active part in the community, because I can change it.
How can you make a difference in fighting poverty, homelessness, and hunger?
It starts with caring. If you care, you can find a social service that matches your abilities to make a difference. You can donate money, or food, or clothing, or household items, or your time as a volunteer. Call UN, the United Way Information Network, at 928-443-5321 to find out more about Habitat for Humanity, the Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, Common Ground, Church on the Street, the Coalition for Compassion and Justice, St. Vincent de Paul, the Granite Creek Park Hunger Ministry, or the many other programs fighting poverty in our area. Don't wait. Call UN today at 928-443-5321.
I pledge to learn all I can about poverty and homelessness. Knowledge is power.
I pledge to talk with my peers and family about the effects of poverty and its impact on all of us.
I pledge to write to my elected officials about programs and policies that will overcome poverty.
I pledge to volunteer my time helping social services in my community.
I pledge to organize a food drive to help the local food banks.
You can donate money.
You can donate time.
You can make a difference. Start a ripple of change today.
Be the change that you want to see in the world. For more information, call UN at 928-443-5321. To start a ripple of hope and change, visit Catholic Charities Community Services at 434 West Gurley Street in Prescott, or call 928-778-2531. It starts with you.